Face front, true believers. This is Modular Media's No Prize Podcast, the podcast where we talk Marvel movies, merchandise, comic books, and more. I am your host, Chris A. Boingo Ryder Gasson, and with me, as always, is...
Representing the distinguished competition, the Vacuuminator is here.
And that's just us this week. It's the actual host and not a special co-host.
No. Oh, wait. We have a surprise. There's a run-in. Surprise run-in.
Oh, with the steel chair?
Tucker's here. He literally just walked in the room. What's up, buddy?
And you surprised the old dog by just going like, yo, you're defying gravity right now.
Yeah, I tend to do that. He's used to it by now.
All right,
Did you want to get in your bed? Okay. Go on. Be good. Love you.
Be good, pup. Meaning,
Yeah, he is good pup.
meaning just be pup.
Yeah,
All pups are good pups.
for the most part. Unless they shit in the living room constantly. That's what our other pup does.
But pup doesn't know better. Pup is only doing what pup thinks is right.
Fair enough.
One
it's
can't
mostly
judge the
his-
morality of a pup by pup's actions.
Yeah, it's the trainer's morality you really got to worry about. His mom did not train him very well. His mom being my sister.
Just like we cannot judge cop pups for being cops, for they are not cops by choice, they are cops by puphood.
Yes.
The ethics of puppery.
Next time on Super Eye Patch Wolf.
We're like if Super Eye Patch Wolf got really, really fucking drunk and high one night and just stayed that way for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And watched one too many episodes of Philosophy Tube and thought, oh, yeah, dude, I'm smart.
Genuinely, though, I do think Eye Patch Wolf is smarter, or at least a way better video maker than all of us put together.
Well, it helps when you actually make videos on a regular basis.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, speaking of videos on a regular basis, we're making one by technicality. Anything special you want to talk about this week before we get into proceedings?
I mean, first and foremost, again, we have not seen Shang-Chi yet, so no spoilers in the chat.
True.
And also, we have to say this now, because the post-credit scene for Venom Let There Be Carnage leaked, so no spoilers for that in the comments, folks.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen anything about Venom. I haven't seen anything about Shang-Chi. And here's the thing. If I get spoiled, I'm not going to be angry. I'm just going to be like, shame.
I know what it is. I'm not going to tell you what it is unless you ask me to off mic, but I'll just say it's interesting.
See, my first thought was like, oh, is it going to be Null? Is it Null? Because I'm a big Donny Cates mark.
That would be great, but no comments.
Yeah. But in the meantime, we're going to talk about episode 6 of What If. What if Killmonger saved Tony Stark?
This is another really good episode. I feel like the best episodes of What If have been ones that just feel like they could be What If comics. Like, you go and look at all my thoughts on the episode so far. The ones I don't like are the ones that are just bullshit random premises, like, what if zombies? What if the Avengers fucking died? And you don't actually see the point of change. It's just, nah, this thing happened. We kind of vaguely know how it started. But the ones that are like, nah, here's a full what if story in the full format from beginning, middle, end. I'm like, this one's pretty good.
I saw some people give this episode some shit, and I'm like, why? This is a pretty
Yeah.
standard what if story. Like, I didn't watch the video, but Nando V Movies was like, had a video like, what if lost me? It's like, how? This is, like, it's not great. I wouldn't say this is the best episode of What If, but, like, it's a solid episode.
Uh-huh. I'd say this is probably, like, my third or fourth favorite so far.
And they say it's What If Killmonger saved Tony Stark. The real name of this episode is What If Killmonger won.
Yeah.
Like, what if Killmonger got everything that he wanted? Because people like the character, and I was like, okay, fine, let's show what happened. Oh, he's a lying, evil, manipulative bastard who will do anything he in his power to accomplish his goal. He is noble, but noble in the same way Thanos is noble.
Yeah. And they got Jamie Foxx back in the role, didn't they?
It's not Jamie Foxx that plays Killmonger. It's
Okay, very close sound alike then.
no, it's not Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is not the actor who plays Killmonger.
Oh, it's Michael B. Jordan. God damn it.
Yeah, it is. They even made
Now
a
I'm
fucking
that
Gundam
asshole.
joke.
Now I'm that asshole. I apologize.
Dude, they made a mecha joke, and I'm going like, holy shit, the MCU made a fucking Genlock joke. The fuck?
Mhm. Also, here's my excuse for... Yes, Buster, I see it's Michael B. Jordan in the chat. You little... Here's my excuse. I've got Spider-Man on the brain, and there's rumors Electro will be in No Way Home.
I mean, fair enough. Yo, Busto, watch the episode mainly because there's one scene where Michael B. Jordan, where fucking Killmonger goes like, "Yo, here's a fucking here's a drone I had, a drone concept I had," and he shows it to Tony Stark, and Tony Stark goes like, "Really?" And he just looks at Tony and goes like, "Yeah, I'm a fan of anime." Killmonger confirmed, weeaboo.
Aki in the chat, Michael Boruto Jordan.
I mean, true facts.
But
Killmonger for Hawkeye. Oh my god. Aki, I know you're joking. Killmonger wanted to become Hokage.
he so did, didn't he?
Killmonger's the biggest. Killmonger is the bad guy from Bleach and Naruto combined.
I mean, I don't know enough about Bleach to agree with that.
Aizen.
but
Oh, right, you didn't fucking watch Bleach.
You got me to watch the opening arc, and that's probably all I'll ever watch.
Yeah, no, Aizen. It's hard to describe. But no, this was fun. This was cool. I dug it. Sosuke Uzumaki.
Mm-hmm. Some cool stuff. Like, I also really like some of the directing in this episode. There's some really cool battles. Really nice cinematography. Like that one shot where Killmonger is standing on the cliff, looking out over the valley, and you see the Watcher in the distance. That's really great.
Yeah.
Like it really feels like there were some stumbling blocks at first, but the show has really come into its own and kind of found its footing and format.
Yeah, it has. There's also there was some good fight choreography in the freaking final battle.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was really cool, just like how certain people immediately caught up on it, on his scheme, and I like who it was. It was Shuri and Pepper.
Yeah. I also liked getting to see Killmonger interact with T'Chaka, because that's something we never got in the original movie.
Oh yeah, no, and it was fascinating. Like that character interaction was so good because T'Chaka knows, like, yeah, no, I killed his dad, but he's still.
Does he know I killed his dad?
And then that scene where he goes like, and where he says that specific line, and T'Chaka goes like, "Oh no, he knows I killed his dad. I gotta be fucking the nicest man to this kid right now."
Mm-hmm.
Just not because of like, oh, he'll fuck me over. More in the, oh, he knows I did him wrong. I want to do right by him now.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Which is an interesting thought. This is also. This is a MCU Marvel-y thing. It's not a superhero story.
No,
It is very much
it's political intrigue, is what it is.
Political intrigue with a sci-fi twist, but it's not a superhero story. Because I was thinking like, oh, Tony Stark made him head of security. Oh, what if they do like the fucking like actually do? Oh, Iron Man's my bodyguard. You know, like that.
That would have been fun. But no, a lot of it was very much just straight up political thriller, kind of leading into a war story.
Yeah, and and it's such a fucking interesting thing. It's because it's Wakanda and America, and you go like, okay, you know, America's gonna be at a fucking decimated with half the tech that Wakanda has.
Yeah. And that's actually also another neat thing about this episode is the Black Panther movie did a lot of talk about using Wakandan arms to kind of destabilize America. And here we actually get to see a little bit of that in action.
Mm-hmm. It is very much what if Killmonger was right. What if Killmonger got everything he wanted?
Hmm.
Um, something weird. They made Shuri look a lot younger in this.
Really? I didn't get that.
She felt young. She like in this, she felt like she was 13. In the movie, she feels like she's 16.
Hmm. Maybe I wasn't paying close enough attention to her character model.
When she
Uh,
was sitting on the chair waiting for Pepper, her feet were off the ground.
oh, yeah. Yeah, that is weird. Maybe she's just a shorty.
Who knows? But it was just like, oh, that's a weird choice to do. I
Hmm.
mean, it doesn't take away from anything, but it's just like, okay, that's a little off. I also like how they in this universe. I don't know if it's in the main movies, but in this universe, T'Challa's mom is a former member of the Dora Milaje.
Yeah, and she's a total badass. It's
It's
great.
great, and she's still wearing her headdress, and it's just like, oh damn, you
Hmm.
looking great.
Also, to give a shout out to the Iron Man cast, I love how just immediately Rhodey is like, yo, this dude is bad news. Like, I've been trying to keep Tony under control the last couple of years, and now he's spiraling because he's hanging out with this guy and he thinks he's the bee's knees.
Yeah, no, it's and like they even go further and like hinting at like they're
Aki in the chat, I agree with Boingo. She feels too young, but isn't the time this is taking place before Black Panther?
I think it might be trying to go for because you know what, you're right, it might be moving
Because
here.
it starts during the first act of Iron Man 1.
Yeah, it does, because here's the thing, so much of the visual aesthetic and things they're taking off visually come from Black Panther. I think my brain was just going like, oh, it needs to be the time when Black Panther takes place,
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
because
Also, that's interesting thinking about that because
then
that
this is
means
also before
T'Challa, just
Thor and the Hulk.
yeah, and like T'Challa was Black Panther way earlier than we thought.
Well, I mean, he was Black Panther while his father was still king. He was because
Mhm.
he couldn't physically do it anymore. So
Yeah,
like,
but I don't know why my brain just for some reason thought up until right now, I guess, that he became Black Panther maybe like a year before Civil War.
yeah, who knows? But no, you're right. If it's taking place in Iron Man, yeah, no, that makes a lot more sense. Um, I don't know. Maybe they also kind of like tried to keep her younger to kind of keep like a Moon Girl vibe, because that's the kind of vibe I got off of her from this episode. Not saying she's supposed to be Moon Girl, but that kind of that character archetype. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, super smart little girl.
Yeah, super smart little girl. You underestimate her at first, and the second she opens her mouth, you go like, "Oh no, okay, cool, yeah, great,
Yeah.
let's do it." Um, I really like Killmonger's character in this because it just really shows how much of a bastard he is.
Mhm. I also enjoy just how much of a dipshit Tony is because it really shows how much being Iron Man really saved his life and helped him realize his potential. Without being Iron Man, he was because we only get like a little taste of it at the beginning of Iron Man 1, but without being Iron Man, Tony really was just a big playboy.
Tony was one bad week away from becoming Robert Downey Jr. circa late '90s.
Yeah.
You know, but I also really enjoy like I enjoy the confrontation scene with Killmonger and Tony, of like
Yeah.
the whole little fight and scuffle, and Killmonger going like, "Oh man, I thought you would be one of the ones I wouldn't have to kill." I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, that really reframes some of Killmonger's motivation." You know,
Yeah.
because it makes it bigger than individual people. Because, for lack of a better way of describing it, Killmonger wants to destabilize Western powers with the influence of Wakanda to basically try and, oh boy, asterisk people, we are white guys.
Yeah.
To basically, from some under some readings that you could take to supplant Western control of global culture and economic power. But to what extent that meant, does that mean killing all the whiteys? Or does that, like, what does that mean? And this show, at least for this version of the character, kind of highlights that it's more about, like, the genuine political governmental structure that Killmonger was wanting to destabilize, and not so much the people.
Or to put it in terms that I can understand, Killmonger went, yo, when I have to kill Tony Stark during the race war, and Tony was like, I appreciate the hesitation though.
Yeah. That meme. That meme. Um, no, literally, that scene was that meme.
Yeah.
Um, no, it's just really interesting. The whole this whole thing. It
It's
is.
it's like the best classic what if comics. It makes for a really interesting 10 to 30 minute conversation.
Yeah, and then like you start thinking about it, and you pull one thread, and everything falls apart.
Like what happens when Cap gets unfrozen? What happens when Thor shows up?
Or the Hulk, or like just the idea of, oh yeah, remember, by the way, Captain Marvel still exists.
Mm-hmm.
Nick,
Because that's the Marvel universe. No matter how many heroes a villain beats, they still got 20 more to deal with.
or because they use General Ross for a lot of the American imperialism and American military characterization. What does Nick Fury have to say about all of this?
Mhm.
And when you think about it like that, it's like, oh, that would have been a very fascinating conversation.
Yeah, that should be an episode of What If. Just what if Nick Fury and Killmonger met?
Because, like, because a lot of the layers of Nick Fury that they kind of put in through the Captain America movies and all the Avengers movies is that a lot of Nick Fury's planning and paranoia does stem from a history of experiencing racism
The story he tells about his grandfather
in
in
Winter
Winter Soldier.
Soldier. So it'd be fascinating to hear these two very distinct characters with very similar backgrounds and very similar skills and mindsets and outlooks look and think of the world, you know? And that's not the story they were going to tell. That's not the story they were trying to tell with this. They were trying to tell the story of, like, Killmonger wins. What happens?
Drippy Boy in the chat, Marvel Phase 4 be like, we gonna address social issues under the lens of capitalism.
I mean, that's a lot of fucking Marvel comics.
Welcome to comics. We're a bunch of liberals trying to make liberal points while also milking kids for every dime they have.
Uh, remember,
Oh.
remember, J. Jonah Jameson had a one subscriber to Spider-Man's OnlyFans.
Uh,
Like, yeah, no, like that. You're Drippy. You're right on that because like a lot of Marvel has been about that. Like, Spider-Man's a prime example. He's always been struggling economically, and trying to do the right thing does not mean you're gonna get money for it.
yeah. So no, great episode of What If this week, I think.
Yeah, really good episode. It's also just fascinating how they didn't tap into any of the superhero-y stuff. You know.
Yeah, I like how this conversation elevated me from being like, this isn't okay. This is like a free, maybe a four, to like, nah, this is a five, bro. This is a five.
Spidey of Pog, Spidey love the rich? What the hell are you talking about, man?
That does not make sense. Spidey's poor as fuck.
Yeah.
Though I can see Mary Jane saying, "You're my little pog champ."
And Peter Parker would hate the fuck out of it while Miles laughs his ass off.
She's like, "No, Miles taught it to me. I'm hip."
Oh, God. No, I'm also trying to think. I mean, there was a time when Peter Parker was a multimillionaire because of Parker Industries, but like, oh, OnlyFans, very pog. Dude, you know damn well Peter Parker has genuinely thought, what if I did an OnlyFans? I mean, I'm hot, I'm ripped.
I can keep the mask on. Nobody has to know.
And Mary Jane will go like, Peter, you have 3 moles in a very specific place that if anybody knew where those were, you'd be out. I have 3 moles?
And he's like, "Yeah, but the only people who know about that are either are you, Carly Cooper, Betty Brant, and Gwen. 2 of you don't talk to me anymore, and 1 of you is dead."
Peter, there's another one. Who? Aunt May, she changed your diapers.
Oh, shit. I like how we're implying Aunt May's into OnlyFans.
No, but it could get around. You do realize that there's probably superhero fetish websites in Marvel Universe, right?
Oh, there's probably superhero fetish websites in any superhero universe.
Like, imagine the Tumblr blog of just pictures of the Thing, just going like, "Oh my god, he's so sexy."
Imagine, oh my god, dude.
Feet pics of
Until
Galactus.
Until they cleaned out their library, Pornhub used to have just a shit ton of candid upskirt videos that were disgusting. You know how many fucking people there probably are in the DC universe trying to get upskirt shots of Supergirl flying by?
Oh, not just Supergirl. Wonder Woman, Miss Martian. Like, any superhero woman who wears a skirt, which, by the way, it should be an outer accessory and not the main default pant of a superhero.
Well, that's why I always say, if you're gonna do a Supergirl redesign, put short shorts under the skirt.
No, have you ever seen the anime tomboy thing of like having compression shorts that go a little bit beyond the skirt?
Oh yeah, that's a genuine look I've seen actual women doing sometimes.
Yeah. That for Supergirl.
I could be into that.
And she has a shorter cape, and like the reason why she has a shorter cape in the skirt also acts as extra weight for helping fly.
Mm-hmm.
And Clark gives her the advice because when Clark was learning to fly, he put on a tutu to give him windfall to help him learn.
He flew a cape. He was flying around in a tutu.
Dude, come on, tell me that wouldn't be amazing.
And Batman's the only one with pictures of it. He threatens him with it every once in a while. You're gonna back me up on Robin being a good idea, or I'm gonna show everyone the tutu photos.
But like, no, that makes total sense now because she got her powers much later in life, so she has to learn harder.
Yeah. Like, genuinely, one of the few things I do actually like about the post-crisis universe is not the execution, but the idea of Supergirl training with the Amazons.
It's good. It's solid.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're pretty off topic now.
Spider-Man is a harem pro tag, my dude.
Yeah, Drippy. That's just straight facts.
Oh yeah, no, that makes a lot more sense. Spider-Man in the MCU, I love the rich. Question. MCU Spider-Man, technically, by technicality, by understanding, with Tony Stark, does that make him that universe version of Elon Musk simp here?
Maybe a little bit, but it's less like he idolizes this guy because of everything he's done. He idolizes this guy because of everything he's done for him specifically.
True. But it's just more of like a dumb thought.
Like that's my thing with the Spider-Man Iron Man relationship is it's very much a personal mentor relationship. It's not just straight he got gifted this shit and it doesn't matter. It's just a plot device to give him the suit. Like no, that mattered. That was integral to the first Spider-Man movie and it all made sense.
Yeah, and there's also like Spider-Man's had mentors like that in the comics, like Reed Richards.
In fact, the only reason it wasn't Reed Richards in the MCU is because Reed Richards isn't around yet. It's literally the same kind of thing.
But no.
And part of the reason Homecoming is, depending on the day, my favorite Spider-Man movie is I just love how lived in the universe feels in that movie. Like it feels like the best Spider-Man movie because it feels so close to the comics with the lived in universe.
Drippy, is that a fucking JoJo reference?
What are you talking about?
Upskirt the Koichi Sakamoto special. Koichi's a character from JoJo who's
No,
very
Koichi Sakamoto is a tokusatsu director who likes to shoot fight scenes of women wearing skirts and have up close shots of their skirts fluttering.
okay. Because there is a JoJo character named Koichi who is very short, who
I
has
mean,
a
it's
tall girlfriend.
okay.
So like my brain worms go like, oh, he's short, look up skirt, that kind of thing. So Hawkeye.
Okay. Yeah, the Hawkeye trailer dropped, and I'm pretty excited, bro.
Yeah, no, it looks fucking sick.
Like, I don't know if I've ever told you this, but the Matt Fraction run is one of those things that was like literally just starting to pop off the second time I tried to read current comics. So like, that's my shit. That made me a perma fan of Clint and Kate, and like I've followed a lot of the solo books ever since. So to see this live action version really hit a lot of those beats makes me pretty happy.
Yeah, no, it also looks really fucking good, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It has a nice vibe. I like the Christmas setting. It feels like Die Hard.
Yeah. I like that we're acknowledging the family, but they're not the big centerpiece this time around with Hawkeye. Like this is a different kind of Hawkeye story.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I I I really dig the restraint that we haven't seen Yelena yet, but we know she's going to be in this.
Mm-hmm. No, everything looks good. Kate Bishop looks great.
I'll admit, because I just haven't seen Haley Steinfeld in anything in a minute, her voice was a bit jarring at first, just because that's not the voice I have for Kate in my head. But it's her voice, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Um, Pizza Dog looks great.
Mm-hmm.
We get one shot of Pizza Dog, and it was probably my biggest pop of the whole trailer.
Because people probably don't get the joke, and if you just show a dog a bunch of times, you'll go like, "Why are they showing a dog a bunch?"
It's like that's not just a dog, dickhead. That's Pizza Dog.
What? I don't get it.
That's Lucky. I have an action figure of that dog. You don't disrespect that dog.
But you understand.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, no, it looks really cool. It looks very interesting. And it feels like that '80s action kind of flick of like he's calling home and goes like, "Yeah, no, I need an extra day or a day or two to do action movie shit. Can I do another day or two of action movie shit? I'll be home for Christmas."
There weren't a lot of up close shots of the thugs. Do you think we're getting Tracksuit Mafia?
I don't know, maybe.
I hope so.
I
I hope one of them at least says bro 5 times in a sentence.
I wonder if like what because like Marvel has a bunch of gangsters that they can just use.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if we're gonna get any of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I also saw like someone theorizing of like, oh, what if we got Vincent D'Onofrio back as Kingpin, which would be cool. I'm not saying it will happen. I don't think it will.
That would be amazing, but I don't know if he's a good tonal fit for what they're advertising here.
No, if you're gonna use any Marvel gangster, you use Hammerhead.
Mhm.
Like Hammerhead would work perfect in this movie.
Use Hammerhead and use him to tease Kingpin for something in the future.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that.
Like
Uh,
legitimately, I would. I'm one of those people that really wants D'Onofrio in a Spider-Man movie. If only so I can hear Vincent D'Onofrio say the destruction of the planet would be bad for business.
yeah. Bow wielding characters always like. I wonder why bow wielding characters just resonate a lot because you also got Green Arrow
Yeah.
and Robin Hood, things like that.
It's just a great aesthetic because it's a specialty you don't always see often. It's not a basic thing like a sword or a gun. It's something you have to practice at and be very good at, and it's also just such an aesthetic. Like it's something that has a very specific look that stands out against a lot of modern
And like
characters.
every culture has that bow archetype, you know?
Hmm.
Because like we're fucking dirty Westerners. So we
Yeah.
grew up with Robin Hood. We grew up with the fucking Rogue, the rapscallion, Hawkeye. We grew up with these kind of characters. But like in Japan, the bow's a noble weapon of smarts and intelligent and like fucking the character from Bleach. We're just talking about Bleach a lot this episode, I guess. But like bow is a common trope in anime, and they're the smart, well thought, composed character. And then you have something like the Mongolian bowmen who are adept and adventurous because they're horseback riders and they have to fire a bow on horseback.
Yeah.
Like the bow is a very universal tool for a lot of humans that has wide-reaching different ramifications culturally depending on where you go.
True.
It's very interesting. Good observation, Drippy. You have reached a very good conversation.
Congratulations, Drippy. You're the first person in the history of the podcast to actually win a no prize.
No, Hawkeye. I like how she's dressed as Ronin. Is she dressed as Ronin in the comic at first?
No. Fucking what had happened was, if my memory's correct, uh, Clint was dead, and then he was resurrected as Ronin, but nobody knew he was Ronin for a while. And that's when Kate came on the scene and she was like, I'm gonna be Hawkeye in his memory. And then when everybody found out he was Ronin, he stayed Ronin for a little bit and like gave Kate permission to be Hawkeye.
And then he became Hawkeye again and was just like, all right, we'll both be Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Hawkeye leading the way of legacy characters just sharing the name.
Hmm. I mean, if you really want to get technical about it, there's on the right there's Hawkeye, and on the left there's the cooler Hawkeye.
I mean, it seems weird to judge coolness on either of them.
I mean, I am literally quoting the
I know,
comic.
I know, I know.
I could have called him Hawkeye. Oh my god, somebody has to call him Hawkeye in this show.
Yeah, they could do that.
Uh, we didn't even talk about there's a freaking Steve Rogers musical on Broadway in the MCU.
I mean, why not? They made a
Yeah.
musical about fucking Alexander Hamilton.
Hmm. I'm looking forward to that because we're probably gonna get a little bit of that actual show. It looks like that's a set piece for an episode.
Yeah, and I bet you Dollars to Donuts say at least like have like 3 songs and they're gonna release them on Spotify.
Oh hell yeah.
And if it does well, we are going to get a full on Disney Plus special of it. It'll be
Oh
like
man.
45 minutes and it's just going to be like, here's the musical, because you know they have the resources to do that.
Oh my god, are you gonna make us do that on this show?
If it comes out, yes. It is.
I'm calling in sick that week, boys.
Fuck off. Musicals are fine. Come on.
They're fine. They're just not for me most of the time.
Remember, you are talking to a theater dude.
I know. That's why I had to ask.
No, anything else you want to mention about this trailer?
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to December.
Alrighty.
Or no, wait, November. Drops
November?
on Thanksgiving Eve.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, it drops the same Wednesday as the AEW Return to Chicago. That's gonna be a big week.
It's gonna be a big week.
Yeah.
Be sure to be subscribed to see that big week.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. Alrighty. So, up next, we just have a bunch of toy news.
Yeah.
Well, toy news is oversimplification. We also have some other news strewn throughout there, but
we're doing all the Marvel stuff and then all the DC stuff. We got some DC other news, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Right now, bread and butter, boy.
Yep. Hold on. Un momento. I'm trying to get the thing up. All right. Boom. First things first, we have Eternals SH Figuarts preview. We got two versions of this, but this is just the initial preview of some.
Yeah, we got
shots.
We got this preview image from Bandai. I believe it was the beginning of the week, and then closer to Friday, we got the full solicitation for the free you see here. It looks like Bandai isn't doing the full cast just yet, but we are getting what looks to be the free main hero characters. And if these sell well, they'll probably come back and do the rest of the cast.
Yeah, I mean, Ikaris makes total sense. He's basically like the Eternal Superman. Sersi makes sense because she's actually the most well-known Eternal.
Is she now?
She was an Avenger.
Okay. I literally only know any of these people because the Eternals episode of Back Issues Tiffany did, and I remember Ikaris being the main guy in that.
Yeah, no, Sersi was on the Avengers. That's where she had the romance with Black Knight.
Oh.
Yeah. And Kingo actually makes total sense because he's a pretty well-known actor.
Okay.
He's a pretty big name. He was the guy in The Big Sick, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm. Also, I don't know if it's just me or it's Bandai's sculpting on these, but I didn't have this with the Marvel Legends for whatever reason. I feel like I just kind of glossed over it. I was like, yeah, they're fine. They're MCU Marvel Legends. These, I'm looking at them and I'm going, these don't look like the most appealing suit designs for toys in the world. These
look like suit designs
bland
for a movie. That's it. Like
yeah, they look pretty bland.
Because Eternals isn't really... Eternals is just the footnote for Marvel to go like, why this? Eternals and Celestials, don't worry about it.
Eternals is kind of like just a big lore dump, isn't it?
For a lot of it, yeah. Like, to think about it this way. Okay, you know the Inhumans, you know the mutants, you know mutates.
I mean, I still struggle with mutates, but yes.
Mutates is the best way to put it. Is they were regular humans and they turn into super people.
Yeah, it's metahumans.
Yeah, metahumans is a weird thing because I know you're talking about like DC metahumans. And that's like a weird mix between mutates and mutants.
It is a fucking. I hate metahumans as a term, honestly.
I mean, as a catch-all, it makes sense for DC, but as a specific, like how Marvel does it, it's garbage.
But it's also like just fucking weird because there were books that called Superman a metahuman, and it's like, no, he's a fucking alien.
Yeah, no. The way to think about Marvel is like, if you are human, it is possible to have one or two external genes in your DNA. One of them is the ability to have powers. Think of it like that. And then if you don't have the second one, You just have the ability to have powers, but nothing to activate it, so you need something external. So,
Mm-hmm.
Reed Richards had the ability to have powers. He didn't have anything to activate it in his DNA until cosmic rays. The Hulk had the ability to have powers, nothing to activate it, gamma bomb. Spider-Man, ability to have powers, spider bite. Okay? Mutants have that innate ability to have powers, but also have an activator called the X gene. Mutants, being a mutant. Puberty happens. Oh, I'm a superpower. All that kind of stuff. And humans have an external thing, the Terrigen Mist. Eternals just have it already. They don't need to activate it. Eternal is basically the most perfect a human can be.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, mutants are just a naturally evolving Eternal. That's why, like, characters like Apocalypse are called externals. Did I lose you there, buddy?
I don't want you to find me, honestly.
Now imagine that for like 3 hours, and that's going to be the Marvel lecture.
Yeah, there was a moment somewhere in there where my brain just like blue screened and came up with a warning message of this is the summit lecture. Do you wish to proceed?
But like that's the logic of Marvel. That's how it works.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know how we fucking got on that. I think I was just saying the internal suit designs are weird.
Yeah, and then we just started talking about other things. So yeah, no. Here's some nicer pictures of the SH Figuarts. Here's Ikaris.
Yeah, bunch of up close and personal stuff. Seems like a lot of them are very basic. You get an effects part, you get maybe a couple alternate hands, and you get an alternate head for using powers.
That looks like the Unimind.
Hmm. Not a big fan of that big stand they have for the effects piece.
I mean, it makes sense to an extent.
Hmm.
I'm surprised SH Figuarts didn't immediately go, alright. Oh, wait, no, it's not. Lockjaw's not part of this. Puck, I'm
No.
surprised he didn't do Puck.
Is Puck gonna be in the movie?
The kid, I can't remember. No,
Sprite.
Sprite. Jesus, I was thinking of Puck
Oh,
from Shakespeare.
here's a question. Do you think do you think they'll come up with a way to allow Sprite to age in the movies because the actor's gonna age or actress, I forget.
Actress,
Hmm.
because Sprite in the movie is a girl, though it's recently come out in the comics that all of the Eternals are kind of gender fluid. Because they live so long that every once in a while they just go like, you know what? I'm bored of being a dude. I'll be a girl for a bit, or I'm bored of being a girl. I'll be a dude for a bit. So Sprite right now is a girl in the comics because she's a girl in the movies, but Sprite has always been a boy because he's supposed to
Yeah.
be Peter Pan.
But I mean, like they've obviously got that that actress signed for like another 15 movies, so they're probably gonna have to come up with an excuse for her aging.
Yeah, yeah, that's gonna be a weird thing. I don't know.
Oh, she comes with an icicle.
If I remember the trailer right, they were breaking breaking reality and using it as a blade.
Hmm.
No, they look cool. They just don't look like toys.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like they look like neat display pieces, but more than most figure arts, and I have this opinion about a lot of figure arts, they do not look like they're worth the figure arts price tag.
No. Figure arts are worth the slightly discounted figure arts price tag when they're on sale.
Yeah. You want to find figure arts that have been sitting in a comic shop for like a year and a half, and that's when you buy a figure art.
Yeah. No, I think they look cool though. The face sculpting, the face also looks great on all of them.
Yeah, I'd say they're actually a tad bit better than the Marvel Legends likenesses.
Yeah. I just like the sculpting on like for some reason I'm liking the sculpting on the chin and the jawline. It looks really
Yeah,
good. Yeah, no, it's good. It is solid.
indeed.
Boop. So we got some. We got a fan first.
Monday, Fan First Monday this week, following up on the reveal of retro card symbiote suit Spider-Man
Mm-hmm.
from last week. We got quite a bit of news in regards to that, which was really nice because remember the last time they did this, it was like slow tease out for that Wolverine box set, but no, they just straight up went through the whole wave at this show.
Oh, they showed off the Doom head.
Yeah. That is a big chunk of plastic.
It's nice.
Hmm.
Some more pictures of the Excalibur line.
Yeah, announcing that those were going to go up for pre-order the following day, along with the Shield and Scroll army builders.
Nice.
Uh, I opted not to pre-order them at this time. They sold out pretty much instantly, but I was just like, that's a lot of money to reserve at the moment.
Black suit symbiote Spider-Man. I mean,
Yeah.
they've been doing a lot with that era of the character with Peter David doing those mini series.
Yeah.
And now we're getting another line of those with DeMatteis coming back and doing Ben Riley Spider-Man.
Hmm.
Circa Clone Saga.
Yeah, but getting into the rest of the retro card wave, we've got Hobgoblin, which is they've already done a Hobgoblin in the regular line, but this one does not have scale mail on the arms, and the colors are much more vibrant.
Yeah. It looks like first appearance, kind of like Mackendale kind of hobby.
Hmm. I don't have the original one, so I am kind of interested in picking this up. However, some people have told me that it doesn't look like they resculpted the head, and that head sculpt can be a bit of a bitch to pose. So, fair
Yeah.
warning for those out there. But then we also got, and this looks to also be on the retro mold, we are getting Ben Riley Spider-Man.
Yeah, a good Spider-Man.
First time this look has been in the line, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Because we've had Ben Riley Scarlet Spider,
Yeah.
which I love that costume. I know some people give it fucking shit, but I love the fucking hoodie.
Hmm. I think it's a solid Spider-Man costume, and I my opinion was changed on this costume by this reveal because for a while it's just been one I kind of wrote off as not different enough.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I actually dig how it looks as a figure. I kind of want to pick it up.
No, I like the whole blue sleeve.
Hmm.
It's nice, just a nice weird looking bit. Yeah, no, it looks good.
Yeah.
Hammerhead. Oh, this is a full new Hammerhead toy.
It's not fully new. It's using parts and pieces from various figures. I think the hands are brand new because he's got the knuckle dusters, but the head is off of the chameleon figure, and the body is actually reuse of the recent MCU Happy Hogan.
Okay. I mean, it's a much better fit body wise than the Chameleon J. Jonah figure because that's a
Mhm.
thinner, lankier figure. The Hammerhead looks much better with a bigger
Yeah,
body.
I actually really dig this. I kind of want to pick it up.
Yeah, no, it's good. I also like the bat. You could also probably get that bat and use it with Jericho, unless there's a Jericho with Floyd already.
I mean, the Drippy Boy Hammerhead is basically a classic 30s mobster, and that's a lot of what Yakuza is based off of, just the Japanese variant of it.
Yeah, no. Oh man, think of a Daredevil game based off of like a Yakuza framework.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Because you don't need to build a bunch in New York. All you need is Hell's Kitchen, and that's kind of how Yakuza works. No, I really like this Hammerhead. I already have the Chameleon figure, so I already have a Hammerhead, but like I like this body more.
Yeah, I have that figure, but like I bought Retro Jonah, so why not go in on this too? And fucking spider armor.
The
Low key one of the best alt
Oh,
Spider-Man
this is
suits.
genuinely one of the best old Spider-Man suits. Like I don't give a fuck what anybody cares. This is when someone says spider armor, this is spider armor.
Yeah, not freaking ends of the earth.
This is spider armor. Not any of
Hmm.
that fucking Iron Spider shit. Not any of that MCU shit. That's not spider armor. That's not spider. This is spider armor. If it is not black and silver and puffy, it ain't spider armor.
Also, very interesting choice on the mold they went with for this. It's mostly reuse of the PlayStation Spider-Man.
I mean, that makes sense. It's a bigger bold. It's a bit bigger mold, so kind of. But yeah, no, I love fucking this armored spider look. I have loved it the very first moment I've ever seen it. It is so good.
Yeah, it's dope. And he comes with web effects, which I think are brand new.
Yeah, yeah. God damn, look at that fucking classic ass fucking art.
Mm.
So good. Shocker.
My boy getting a new figure, and it's a completely new sculpt because the original Legend Shocker just had the lines drawn on. Nah, son, here they're sculpted in, and it's not the Bucky Cap mold. It's a new mold. Oh,
Oh man,
yes,
just
they reused.
imagine
Oh,
doing like a black wash to get into all those lines.
I'm so tempted. I'm
Like
so
do a
tempted.
little custom work.
Honestly, if I ever see like, because I didn't pre-order any of these went up for pre-order at the same time as the Army Builders, and I'm just kind of I have cold feet on all pre-orders right now. Uh, but man, if I ever see this thing in person, I gotta snatch it up
Hmm.
because I have the original one, and that's a solid figure. But this just looks so much closer to what I visualized when I visualized Shocker,
And I hate
and
to
it
say
looks a
it, this
lot
is
like.
probably gonna be the shelf warmer.
Mhm. I mean, Mysterio was in the first wave of these retro cards, and he was the shelf warmer because he was mostly reuse of a character we already had.
Hmm.
Uh,
But yeah,
but
no.
no, he it looks like a fantastic second wave of these, and I hope they just keep it going. I hope this is how we get classic Spider-Man stuff in Legends from now on. Like the more modern, the movie tie-in, the video game tie-in, yeah, put that in the main waves, but like, give us the classic shit on the retro cards,
Yeah, man.
please.
Give us the weird 90s shit that. Give us a Puma figure in this line.
Yeah.
Because you're
New
not going to
Silver
get a Puma.
Sable.
Silver Sable,
Oh,
Puma,
we don't
fucking.
have Black Fox yet. We don't have Black Fox in Legends. They got to do him on this
Oh, yeah,
card.
yeah, yeah. Black Fox, fucking Kane. Give me a
Oh,
Kane figure.
yeah.
I want a Kane figure so. Matrix Jacket Jackal.
Hell yeah.
Let's get a Matrix Jacket Jackal in this line, boy.
Fuck yeah.
I never said I had good taste because parts of the Clone Saga hype. Judas Traveler. We need a Judas Traveler figure.
Judas Traveler in Marvel Legends. I honestly, if we get Judas Traveler in Marvel Legends, I would buy one and keep it carded and go to a con and just be like, "Yo, Linkar, can you sign this?" Just to
Judas
see the look on his face.
Judas Traveler. Dude. That character. If I ever write Marvel, I'm fucking using Judas Traveler. I don't give a shit what the editor says. Like, no, I want to use Judas Traveler. Why? Because you guys made him such a big deal, and he's done nothing.
Hmm.
I'm trying to clean up your shit.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm just picturing if you ever wrote for Marvel, you would be Ron Burgundy walking through the Home Depot. Can I help you with your project? I know more than you.
True. Yeah, no, Shocker be looking fucking type, hype,
Mhm.
hype.
Yeah, but I think there's a little more in this slideshow,
Oh,
so why
there
don't we keep
is.
going?
Yo, this is these aren't are these Marvel Legends? They are.
Yes, these are legends we've already gotten. This is the okay, so Cap, Hawkeye, Widow, and Vision were part of the first wave of retro cards we ever got in Marvel Legends, the Avengers retro cards. And then we've gotten Tigra through fan channel, and Hercules is going to ship sometime soon. We don't know when.
Okay.
Because remember, we were looking at those Hercules reveals a while back, and
Yeah.
now we've got some more reveals of retro card legends that aren't up for pre-order yet, but are coming soon. We've got a new Falcon, which, interestingly enough, it's on a more modern costume than the first Falcon we got, which was already a pretty modern costume. But this is on a retro card. It's not classic Falcon, which is
Yeah.
pretty weird.
I mean, it's the classic Falcon costume and the modern Falcon costume aren't, and this Falcon costume aren't that different.
hmm I mean, it looks fine. It's a good looking Falcon. It's just it's weird to me because it's one of those things where a lot of the retro cards have been like the most classic first appearance-y look you can get in the line so far. And
I,
this is going further forward than the Falcon we already have.
and I do like the wings. I love how the wings are looking. I love the middle piece to bridge the gap.
Yeah,
It looks
I
really
think
good.
that's literally just entirely reuse of the first Falcon, which I do have back there somewhere. I need to open
Dude,
him.
just imagine using that on the new Darkhawk. To
Yeah,
print do
that'd be
that up in a
sick.
translucent plastic.
That'd be an easy remold probably because they have the first Starhawk they did a couple of years ago.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Classic Loki.
Yeah, we've technically already gotten this figure because he was part of one of the Endgame Infinity War waves. But this comes with a new head, the more stoic older head. We haven't gotten before, and some people have been saying looks kind of Richard E. Granty.
You know what it also
Um,
looks like? That Loki miniseries that Comic Pop did. That old
yeah,
grizzled Loki from that series. It looks like that.
Yeah, I could see that. My biggest complaint with this figure, like it looks fine. It's just the same thing as when it first came out. Kind of wish the scale mail was sculpted.
Yeah, I can get that vibe, but it's also a finer detail, so I'm willing to give it a little slack.
hmm
But we got a Lady Loki.
Yeah, this is really cool actually because we have gotten her before, but she was exclusive to the Toys R Us exclusive A-Force box set, which I think came out in 2013 or
Mhm.
2014. So this is a really hard to get figure now that they're bringing back out, and will be presumably pretty easy for people to get a hold of, and it's probably something that's pretty sought after now that the Disney Plus Loki show is in the books.
Yeah, and of course everybody loves the big titty golf girlfriend.
Yes.
Some accessories.
Getting it. Yeah, we're getting into teases. This barrel is presumably going to come with a future figure. It's got some holes in it and a stand peg hole. So that's interesting.
I'm trying to think who it could be. I don't know.
I have no
Colossus.
idea.
I don't know.
Maybe. Uh, I forget why Dan was holding up a wrench. Oh, yes, it was to show this backdrop, which is coming with a future figure.
And Cody
Uh,
pointed out on my Discord server, which by the way, link is in the description if you want to join there. In the toy chat of like it looks like one of the Toy
the
Biz.
backdrop, the backdrop to Toy Biz Wave 1 Red Skull.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Where he was super fucking Nazi.
And they were teasing Toy Biz Marvel Legends stands a couple streams ago. So a lot of people have been looking at this and looking at that first tease and going, are we getting a redo of Toy Biz Wave 1?
That'd be interesting. I'm also thinking like, what if we also they start going like, oh, what if we start doing stands as also a general other accessory?
Yeah, that could be neat.
Like instead of doing a build a figure for every wave, it's build a figure, build a display case.
Yeah. Yeah, I could be into that.
You know?
If it's done well, if it's better than like the frickin' Mattel cardboard backdrops that were coming with Elite Collection for a while.
No, but like maybe that's part of what the barrel is. Like the barrel is an accessory that you can use with the figure, but can also be part of a bigger display.
Hmm.
That is part of this whole. I'm not. I have no reason to believe that that's a thing. I just think it'd be cool.
Yeah, it would be. I agree with you.
Just showing off some more. Hey, look! It's a trading card.
Yeah, he was just showing that for scale, I think.
And that's the
Oh,
big.
they didn't show the actual written teases. So let me see if I can scroll up to those in your toy chat real quick.
Uh,
Because I saw those on Twitter and I posted them in your toy
there will be a
chat.
Legends figure without legs. There'll be
Hmm.
another oversized retro Spider-Man figure. There will be at
I
least two characters who have never appeared in Toy Biz or Hasbro that were also in the MU Series 2 card set 91. So it's not a new character.
They haven't appeared in Legends, but they haven't, but they were on cards in the 90s. And there's about 12 characters in those cards that haven't been on Legends. A lot of people are assuming Speedball because he had his own card in that series, and he is part of an era that the Legends team have noted they are big fans of.
Mm-hmm.
And then another one, and I've been waiting all week to tell you this because I kind of had my guess early on, but my big guess, you know who's on those cards? It's one of your boys.
Is it Sleepwalker?
It's Sleepwalker.
It's fucking okay.
I think we might be getting Legends Sleepwalker.
If there is a fucking Legend Sleepwalker, I don't give a fuck if I don't have the money. I'm getting that boy. I am getting
Yeah.
that boy. He is my
uh,
boy.
yeah. As for the oversized Spider-Man Toy Biz card, I'm thinking either new slash re-release of Rhino or new slash re-release of Lizard, because those are fairly hard to find Build-A-Figures now. Uh, as
My,
for Without Legs, I was genuinely stumped by that until Saturday when Robo of the Floosh pointed out could be uh oh shoot, I forgot his name. The dude from the Reavers who has the little moto buggy for a lower half.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because they've been slowly working at the Reavers over the course of like 4 years now.
Yeah.
So all pretty good, pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah. I'm trying to look at my fucking. Because my kilobytes per second are fucking dipping some reason.
Hmm.
And we're skipping a lot of frames. I don't know if it's a lot of frames. We're skipping frames.
Yeah, it's definitely lagging a bit on my end now that I look at it.
So. Sorry about that, folks. We're just trying to.
Live, everybody.
We're getting at least steady now. We're steady where we're supposed to be. Okay. Is it because we have this up? Shouldn't be. Yeah. I wish it gave you more information just saying, like. Because right now, it's saying it's at 5,300 kilobytes. Normally, it's at about 2,000, and that's good.
Hmm.
All right. It's it steadied up. We're okay. No more faffing about. We got a what if Captain Carter figure from Hot Toys.
Yeah, we'd seen this at a show a few months ago, but these are the glorious HD shots of it finally, and I think it looks really damn good, especially considering Hot Toys isn't really known for making figures based off of animation.
I mean, when your main calling card is photorealism, it's kind of easy to do photorealism of animation, so it's not like the. Why do I smell coffee? Who's making coffee?
I don't know. I'm not near your house.
But no, they look solid. Fellas, get you a girl who can do both.
Yeah.
Also, ladies who are into girls, get you a girl who can do both. Also, non-binary, get you a person who can do both.
God, that looks like such a display.
Oh yeah, I love the Iron Giant.
It's my favorite. Akis's video hasn't been bad on their end.
Okay, I just get worried whenever I see the number of skipped frames goes up, and I go like, oh no, that's not good sign. That's not supposed to go up.
Yeah.
I feel like there could be a pegging joke to be made out of this slide, but I don't know what. So I'm just gonna let that hang in the air for you to come up with.
I've seen enough going around Facebook memes the last few weeks. Bro, I have seen some spicy art of Peggy and Steve come out of that episode.
God. Why is she when did she wield a sword?
When she was fighting I Can't Believe It's Not Shin Megorov.
Oh, right. That's a lazy ass stand. Look at that. Look at that stand.
Yeah, that's not great.
That looks like a goddamn fucking novelty cup you get at a shitty movie theater.
It does.
Look at that fucking stand. Fucking dude. Look at this dude.
Oof. Hot Toys. Wow. Can't believe it.
Look. Even she's going like, really? That's the stand you're gonna give me? There. Now our podcast is at least palatable.
Yeah, look, everybody, we got a pretty lady.
Buddy boy. Yeah, no, looks good. Looks solid. Looks tight.
Yeah.
Know what? You could even say it looks wicked.
Oh.
Boyo. I don't have anything else to say about it. So you want to talk about the big announcement from DC Comics?
Yes.
Boom, baby.
We're lads. I fucking called it. I called it. I predicted it in my booking of how I would run DC.
Yeah.
Batgirls is happening. I'm so fucking. It's not the exact pitch I had, but I'm fucking stoked for this. Because it's supposedly just going to be a week-to-week adventure series starring Steph and Cass with Oracle overseeing things. And it's written by an it's written by an author who I initially didn't recognize, Becky Coolan, I'm going to say is how you pronounce that last name.
I'd say Clunan.
Clunan. Okay, we'll go with that. But I did look her up on Goodreads this afternoon because the thought that I should do so just entered my head. She has written a short-lived Punisher run, she wrote a series at DC that was going on towards the end of New 52 when they were sort of transitioning the New 52 branding away. and we're sort of getting the inklings for Rebirth, called Gotham Academy. Have you heard of that?
I did hear of that. I heard it was pretty solid.
Yeah, I didn't read it all the way through, but I did dig what I read of it. And she's also done a lot of independent work. Um, so it seems like a fairly solid creative team. I'm also digging the art style, though I'm not familiar with it. And another cool detail about this, Tom Taylor, who's writing Nightwing right now, retweeted the announcement and went, yeah, I've seen all of you asking for something like this for months now, and I just haven't been able to say anything because I'm collabing with Becky on this, so we make sure Barbara's characterization is consistent between books.
As every comic writer should be doing.
Hmm.
You are not writing a book, you are collaborating on a greater universe.
Yeah. It's very exciting. This starts in December, I think. So this is definitely one of my anticipated books of most anticipated books of this year so far.
Good. It looks solid. I like the art. I like how kind of I hate to put it this way. It has a rough chaos to it, and I dig it. Like there's an energy behind the line work.
Aki says they're a huge fan of Gotham Academy,
Well, maybe
so
you'll like this book.
yeah,
Same writer.
yeah, maybe check this out. I was the right demographic and age when it was coming out. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad you were able to get into a kind of offbeat DC book for the time.
Hmm.
Maybe I'll swing back around and finish it before this comes out. We'll see what happens.
I mean, it makes total sense to have like a what if high school mystery thing in Gotham. Like that just makes so much sense.
Yeah, because if I remember right, it was basically what if Harry Potter but set in Gotham.
And I mean, like Marvel just went like, oh wait, we're gonna do our own version of that with Strange Academy.
Mhm. It also felt a lot kind of like it was weird because it felt, from what I remember, it felt very manga esque because it was mostly female protagonists and it was very mystery focused. There wasn't a whole lot of action in it, and you like barely ever saw
I think I
superheroes.
read
Like
like
I think,
half an issue and I was going like, oh, this is very slice of life.
yeah, I think the most superhero-y thing that happened of it was Damien was in two issues, and one of the characters was like made him her boyfriend under duress.
Mm. But the next thing we have up is DC Green Arrow and the Rush Al Ghul figures.
Yeah, they're this is something Topps has been doing. The Mego style of figures is still very popular amongst collectors, and the license has just bopped around from company to company over the last 10 years, and currently it's sitting with Topps, and they've announced that the next two they're going to do are Green Arrow and Raish, and they look solid. I like that it's a Green Arrow based off of the Longbow Hunters look, but Migo's never really been my style of figure, so I'm not going to be picking these up anytime
It
soon.
looks like the kind of figure that you have to be 40 years old and not an asshole to enjoy.
Yeah, it's kind of like those McFarlane Batman 66 figures.
Yeah. They're for boomers.
Mhm.
There's
They're
nothing.
cool. They're cool for guys like us. These are cool to look at, but we're not going to pick them up.
They're cool to appreciate. They're cool to go to like the boomer of your comic group who's like cool and solid. You're not weirded out by him, and he goes like, "Hey
Yeah,
guys, you want to play D&D?" It's cool to go to his fucking collection room and go like, "Oh man, you got the Migos figures. That's dope." Oh yeah, no,
yeah,
I grew up playing with Migos. I love that they're still making them. It's like nice. I'm happy for you. These are
yeah.
happy for you toys. They're not for
Mhm.
me, but I'm happy for you.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a lot of those.
We're living in the golden age. Literally any kind of taste you could have in action figures, it's being serviced right now.
Like genuinely, the amount of times Cody just finds a new weird toy line and just goes like, "Guys, look at this! It's so fucking cool!" And we just go like, "Fuck yeah, it is!" And all of us go, "We don't have the money for it. It's just so much pain." like Diaclone.
Oh man,
Oh, look those
modern Diaclone. And the
Oh,
funny thing is, a lot of the Transformers guys I know who did collect that initially have now like slowed way the hell down on it and gone like, yeah, I don't know if I like these as much as I like the concept. Not like they're bad toys, but like they're the kind of thing they don't spark joy anymore after a week with them.
yeah, no, it seems to be much more of if you're into weird Japanese mecha stuff, you're into Diaclone. If you're into Transformers, Diaclone isn't made for you.
Diaclone is a factoid, not a fandom.
Yeah, for people like because like Diaclone, what it's going for is like, no, this is a brand new universe, complete like it's the original concept of Diaclone made fully realized. If it didn't get interrupted by Transformers.
Yeah.
But next up, we do have some Beast Kingdom Suicide Squad toy.
Yeah, we're getting 8-inch John Cena, everybody. And it looks pretty solid. I think it's the best figure of Peacemaker we've seen so far, given we don't have a Hot Toys yet, and there will probably be a Hot Toys at some point.
Oh yeah.
But I really dig the way this looks. This is probably my favorite Beast Kingdom reveal we've done on this show so far.
Yeah. No, it looks good. The head's a little small for the body in total, but I think it's meant that you're meant to have the helmet on it.
Yeah, the likeness is spot on, though. I was surprised by that.
Mm-hmm. Um, my immediate thought was like, I wonder what's the licensing agreement for John Cena's likeness. Because like Mattel has it for WWE.
Mattel has it for his appearances in WWE. I feel like it's mostly a per appearance thing because it's got to be like he signs away his likeness in conjunction with this movie.
Yeah, but I just gotta imagine he has a whole team of lawyers to just fucking make sure everything's on the up and up on all that stuff.
Yeah, probably.
You know. Look at my tiny John Cena. You can't see him.
We shall call him Mini John.
Mini-chan. Oh, man.
I dig it.
It's good. It's solid.
I like how puffy the pants are.
Yeah, they look like old-fashioned adventure pants. But the next thing we have is some more Suicide Squad toys.
Yeah, McFarlane is re-releasing their entire Suicide Squad wave as a big fancy box set with the Build-A-Figure already complete as a McFarlaneToysStore.com exclusive, kind of like what they did with their Batman Last Night on Earth wave. And I would not be surprised if this is just the norm for DC Multiverse going forward, seeing the waves get re-released as box sets on McFarlaneToysStore.com.
No, I'm not. This is a great idea. I think this is a really cool idea.
Mm-hmm. It's a nice way to have an exclusive, to have a cool way of displaying all the figures without taking them out of packaging. That also doesn't take away from the people who bought them at retail or like having them out of box. Like this, and for the people who don't want to have to hunt the whole wave down just to get the Build-A-Figure build, this is also a great thing. It feels like a very win-win scenario.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I don't see any downsides with this as a other thing to have.
Yeah, because it's also not like taking a slot away from anything. It's not like, oh, we're getting this, so this means we're not getting a frickin' Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey box set, because that was something we were totally gonna get.
Yeah, but also like, what was I about to say? Also, like, if you missed the initial wave and you only realized you wanted it after you saw like your friends have a couple figures. Oh, cool. The wave is gone from stores. Oh, no, I guess you got to buy it off of eBay. Nope, he's right here.
Go to Todd's website.
It's a little bit different, so the ones who collect the in-store, in-box ones are still happy. Good job, McFarlane. Good.
Also, they were talking about this on the Major Pod this week. I totally didn't think about it at all, but, like, we made fun of these figures initially for coming with bladed weapons instead of guns
Mm-hmm.
makes total fucking sense now that we've seen the movie. I mean, Harley's in that dress way more than she's in her traditional outfit in the
Yeah.
movie, and she comes with the spear. Like Todd knew what he was doing with these.
Yeah. Still would have been fun to see like the guns from Bloodsport
Yeah.
because he has fucking Nerf guns.
Oh well.
And now the final thing we saw from Toddy Far.
Yeah, the Todd fodder. Batman Day. That's legitimately what he wants to be called. Sometimes he'll say that in videos.
Toddy Far.
The Todd father. People have been calling him that since the '90s.
All right, baseball boy.
Yeah. But Batman Day was this weekend, and oddly enough, the most eventful thing was Todd giving us a bunch of reveals for the free Jokers wave of DC Multiverse that's coming. And, I haven't read the story, but looking at these figures, this is the most enticed I've been by the line in a while, because I really like the way the Batgirl looks. I like the Joker in trench coat, and I'm not the biggest fan of the head sculpt, but that Batman is a very solid Batman.
Cause if I remember right, the one in the middle is the criminal.
Mhm.
The one in the trench coat is the comedian.
He's Yeah, he's Killing Joke.
He's killing joke, and the other one is death. Death in the family.
Hmm. Yeah, and these are all getting individual releases too. Like this is a proper wave. There's no build a figure, I think, but it is a proper wave.
This is a solid
Um,
Batgirl.
yeah, it's
I like her
it's
bat
it.
boots. Those are good boots.
Yeah, I think those are the new 52 boots. Like this isn't the new 52 costume on the whole, but those boots look like the ones she had in New 52
I
off
just
the
like the
bat.
boots. And it's a
Uh,
good Jason Todd.
I, Something about the all red torso just doesn't work for me.
I'm not saying it's great. I'm saying it's fine. It's good.
Yeah, it's passable. I like the first one they did a while back better, but it's still not my ideal Jason Todd because I think Jason Todd having a Batman logo on his chest is stupid. I'm sorry.
He should have a bird. It should be a robin.
Hmm. Or like just an R because that can mean either Robin or Red Hood.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I like the chunky look of this Batman, but I don't know. For me, I know there's some people who like the stubby ears. I like Batman with long ears and a more slim face.
The law. See, here's the thing. I can get people liking stubby ears. It doesn't make sense though, because Batman's supposed to look like a monster,
Yeah.
and the stubby ears just look cute.
Mhm.
Look at that. Tell me that's not
Like,
a that looks like ignore the bottom face. That looks cute. That's
mhm.
cute.
Here's the thing. I would if I get if this is my get in point to multiverse, I would be happy with this Batman, but I would actually probably prefer the Detective Comics 1000 Batman they did towards the start of the line.
Yeah.
And now I'm trying to find a picture of it to see if I can remember exactly what it looks like.
What the fuck has Trippy been on?
He's just shit posting.
Yeah, no. So yet some anti SJW made it out to be the worst thing ever. That's the thing I was wondering about.
Oh, that's
Gotham Academy.
yeah, Gotham Academy.
Okay.
Wasn't that oh god, what's the name? The guy Mark Wade was really mad at for a minute there.
I don't know.
I don't remember. But yeah, this Batman. I like this Batman that
Solid
I've
bat.
put in the chat.
It's a solid baddie.
Yeah. Because the ears aren't like stupid long, but they're long enough to be noticeable on that one.
Yeah. But then in the meantime, hey, buddy, in a strange turn of events, we don't have a ton of comics to talk about.
No, it was a really light week. I considered going back and reading some older stuff this week, but then I had other things come up right when I was thinking about that.
Because we both read 3 books apiece. And
Oh
we didn't
wow,
have any crossover.
damn.
So we just have 6 books to talk about this week. And first things first, let it load up a second. You impatient bitch. How dare
Straight
you?
up round robin this week.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ba-ba-ba-da-da-do. Why don't you tell me about some Power Rangers?
Okay, so Power Rangers number 11. This is a lot more build towards the Eltarian lore, while also following up on the last issue where the Rangers got the location of the yellow emissary, and they're pulling up to this unknown planet, going to check it out, and it turns out that the emissary predicted all this was going to happen, and it's just been kind of leading them along because. And maybe this has been revealed earlier in the books, but I didn't know about it because I kind of skipped ahead. But the emissaries are actually giving birth to the Imperials, the enemy, the big cosmic scary enemy the Rangers have been struggling against. And the Yellow Emissary is basically like, I'm the only one left, and the only way for you guys to beat the Imperials is if they don't have a tie to me. So I need to become an Imperial in order for you guys to beat them. And it's basically the A plot is the Rangers struggling against that happening, trying to fight off the Imperials, while the Yellow Emissary is basically like, nah, I kind of want to die, fam. While also the ship up in orbit is being attacked, and Draken uses it as an opportunity to escape and half reconstitute his powers. So Lord Draken is back and is a big old problem again, leading into the next issue. And also the robot Space Alpha, who's not Alpha 6 from Power Rangers in Space, but is just a weird, like, fucking golem looking motherfucker. He gets killed. And that's apparently sad, but I didn't know anything about that character.
All right.
It's a very okay issue. Like,
It's a very like this is an issue we need to have to continue the plot, but not get any new readers.
yeah, because it's a lot of info dumping and like also advancing of plot a little here and there, and like, hey, this is how this ties into the stuff that's going on in Mighty Morphin. Because there is a page, if I can pull it up real quick, where they mention uh the backstabby Eltarian guy who was part of Zed's origin in Mighty Morphin over the last couple issues. Like they talk about uh we're from yeah, the Imperials are after the same thing this guy is after and or has, which is some kind of crystal similar to the Zeo crystal, or it might actually be the Zeo crystal. I don't know, it's been a few days since I've read this issue.
That's fair enough. But you enjoyed it at least a minimum amount.
Yeah, it was fine.
Okay. Marauders. Um,
What's my girl Kate up to?
Kate had a little bit of lesser of a role to play in this issue.
Hmm.
Um, because
Oh, real quick, I apologize for interrupting, but totally forgot to put on the card. Uh, as part of the Marvel Unlimited subscription reward package this year, the exclusive Marvel Legend this year is Captain Kate, based off of that first cover where she's got a new head with the bandage on the nose and she has a scarf and she comes with a sword. Otherwise, it's total reuse of the first Marvel Legend, Hasbro Marvel Legends Kitty Pryde. So it's technically not full on Captain Kate, but it's Captain Kate.
it's Kate right before she becomes Captain Kate.
Yeah. So there's still a chance we'll get proper Captain Kate in a regular Legends wave. I'm holding out for that.
So Marauders is also gonna deal with space pirates now.
Are you telling me there's a chance of a Gokaiger and X-Men crossover?
In some functional way, by technicality of the Marvel Multiverse, yes.
Fuck yeah.
No, like this dude crash lands on Mars, and like the Marauders are sent to deal with it because he wants to talk to quote unquote the Queen, who's Emma Frost, because of course she
Hmm.
is. And they go to Mars, and it's just kind of like a little mini adventure, and they do some things. Emma buys off the dude and gets a fucking spaceship, so they have a spaceship now.
Neat.
Uh,
I dig Shaw on this cover, looking like he's ready to go to fisticuffs.
Shaw is actually like slowly becoming kind of an okay dude, because like he's in the bar, and someone's about to try and mess with Emma, and she's about like, and he just goes like, "Boy, you don't want to do that." I have. You don't want to do that.
I trust me, I'm speaking from decades of experience here.
Like Shaw has been put in his place, and he goes like, "Yeah, no, I've been kind of a shitbag. Fuck, I guess I'll just play along. What do you want me to do? All right, cool." Like there's a moment where the guy does the fucking Greedo from New Hope, and he shoots Emma, and Emma just turns diamond, and he goes like, "I thought you just had telepathic powers. Second mutation, honey." Oh no. And then like a grenade's about to go off or something, and Emma just looks over her shoulder and goes, "Shaw." It goes like, "My cue. Absorb all the kinetic energy. Are we done here?" Like it's so like I like this dynamic of Shaw being a shit that neither Emma or Kate want to deal with, but they know they can trust him when it comes to it, because they know they can kick his ass if it comes to it too.
Yeah. We had a
Uh,
whole issue about that motherfucker.
yeah. No, it's fun. It's cute. It's good. There's also a really funny scene. They're on Mars, remember? Araco. So they're walking through a bazaar, and Kate sees like a stand with some weapons, and the guy goes like, "And no Earthers." What? They just kind of like, all right, damn.
That's
Ara-
interesting.
Iraqi people don't like Earthies. So tell me about Jeff.
Jeff the Shark, it's Jeff, was pretty good this week. Really, really solid, cute little issue. These are like I said when I talked about the first two issues. This is basically just Marvel doing a four coma because it's literally just a bunch of it's an excuse. It's a conceit for a story that's an excuse to draw a bunch of really cute panels because the story here is basically uh Jeff is at the beach and he wants to go and swim with the humans who are surfing. And he remembers the first issue where he scared all the superheroes when he swam in the pool. And he's like, oh shit, I can't go in the water. I'm sad. And then he gets an idea. So he goes to a costume shop and we get a cameo by the little girl from the last issue of Gwenpool who was dressed as Gwen for Halloween, which I was not
Aw, that's
expecting.
adorable.
And Jeff buys a dolphin costume and goes swimming with the surfers in his dolphin costume, and everybody has a great time. It's adorable.
So Jeff reenacted fucking Shark Tale?
Yes,
Hype. Back in Little Vac. Vac and Little Vac's always there.
Vac and Little Vac is what I'm gonna call my eventual duet rap album with my son when I have my Jaden Smith.
Because here's the thing, whenever it's just on you, they're at the little bottom corner, it shows what's being
Um,
streamed out. So you also have a
oh
second
yes.
view. So we have Vac and Little Vac.
Oh, I'm looking the wrong way. It's over there. Hi,
Yeah.
Little Vac.
Uh so Iron Man.
Yes, Tungsten Human. How does he do?
Okay, so I had to catch up with Iron Man because I kind of stopped reading it for a couple issues.
Well, wait. First and foremost, who's writing Iron Man right now?
Says Cantwell. I can't remember their
Oh,
first name.
Christopher Cantwell?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him. He's done some decent work.
I would say this is decent. This is good. It's just it's that Marvel writing where you have to have the Marvel Encyclopedia right beside you to get half the shit.
So it's what would happen if you wrote for Marvel?
To an extent, because this arc is dealing with Korvac. You know Korvac, right?
I know of Korvac. I know the Korvac saga is a thing. I know they adapted it into Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I haven't actually seen those episodes, but I know they exist.
Well, we will one day, because remember, when MCU's in a lull and we don't have anything to talk about, that is going to be our go to default podcast fuckamajigs.
Yeah.
But essentially, Korvac is doing a thing. Tony Stark builds a team to go into space to deal with it. The team includes, she was in Jessica Jones' TV show. She was the cat-themed superhero.
Hellcat.
Hellcat. Who's also being hinted at having a possible romance with Tony Stark in this comic. In a very, like, subtle way. It's not in your face, you know? Ben Reilly, Scarlet Spider, Frogman, War Machine are going into space to fight Korvac and his group of people who he's gathered, including Controller.
Please tell me they call this all new, all different Force Works.
I mean, essentially, that's kind of what they're kind of doing. But then, at one point in time, Tony Stark gets transported to a distant, uninhabited island, planet, except it is inhabited by a bunch of people who are trying to make a ramshackle society and self-sustain themselves. And they are attacked every so often by Amazo robots. Okay, cool, whatever. Fun, marvelly things.
Amazo? Wait, Amazo's
Not Amazo.
DC.
No, what is it? Adapto. No. Ultimo robots. Ultimo.
Okay.
It's big giant fuck off robots that eat people. That's all you need
I was
to worry
like,
about.
wait a fucking second, sir.
Amazo.
That's my territory.
I know. Adaptoid, maybe? There's so many big fuck robots. But ultimately, he sees the society and goes like, okay, they need my help. Let me help, blah, blah, blah. Do all that stuff. All the while, Hellcat has gained telepathic powers because she worked with Moondragon to go over her trauma. Because they're friends. Again, remember, you need to have the Marvel Encyclopedia off to the side to consult and go like, oh yeah, no, that's just true in continuity. It's because it's from books that no one ever fucking read. Like, everybody is at least understands Spider-Man continuity.
See, here's the thing. There's a lot of comic book fans out there, like you, like Sal Okada, who just who fucking feel the need to have everything explained and work together succinctly and get upset when writers just do what they want to do. I came into comics at such a weird time and have experienced so much. I came in when so much stupid bullshit had already happened that when stuff like that happens, when they just say, like, oh yeah, Hellcat has telepathic powers now because of this, I'm just like, alright, that must have happened at some point. Whatever.
No, because they directly reference things that happened in the past. It is not, oh, this is something new. It's, no, this is a thing you should already know.
I get that, but what I'm saying is I'd just be like, well, I know it now, so let's just keep going.
But, like, you need to know the thing in the past to understand why. Because they're going like, oh, no, this is a big character development thing. It's like, okay, why is that a big character development thing? It's like missing the first half of a Kamen Rider season and jumping in the middle of it and expecting to know why all the power-ups and all the character turns are impactful for the characters without knowing the first half. But
I mean, all you have to know is he puts the phone into his belt and turns into a lamppost man and kicks stone people in the face, and it's cool.
But then on the uninhabited planet, he runs into the guy who's like the elder, the leader, and it's fucking Stiltman.
What?
It's Stiltman.
My boy up in this bitch, let's go.
And Tony immediately goes like, "What the fuck are you doing, Stiltman?" He goes like, "Ah man, I got transported to this planet just like you. I was the first one here, and then other people came, and I knew I had to stop being an asshole and step up and be a leader. And like I'm trying to do the best I can." And Tony Stark goes like, "You know what? I think you are. I think you've grown as a person. And then throughout the adventure, he uncovers the mystery. Nope. Stiltman controls the robots and attacks the village in order to keep fear in the village to make them follow him for fear of what might happen.
God damn it. Of fucking course.
Stiltman pulled a Planet Hulk.
Stiltman and Shocker, my boys, the most unoriginal dipshit B tier supervillains in the world. I love them.
They did add something to Stiltman. He can now stretch his arms too, so
Oh, that's cool.
he's more like robot Mr. Fantastic.
Oh, you know what I just thought of? Another great pick for the Spider-Man retro cards, the Spot.
Ooh. Ooh. Slide.
Yeah,
Hypno Hustler.
yeah. I still want the Big Wheel Build-A-Figure.
Big Will Build-A-Figure would be so cool. You want to know what they should do? They should sculpt the big wheel and like the parts that on the inside when they're all separate, it looks like it's damaged. So if you only have one section of the big wheel, it's just a damage prop that you can pose characters with.
Mm-hmm. And they make it in a way so that the Star Wars team can just take it and remold it and release it for General Grievous.
Yeah.
God damn it. Why aren't we running Hasbro?
Because we're not.
We need to run Hasbro, Marvel, Toei. We should just be the monopoly. Fuck this.
Fuck Disney. Modular Monopoly.
Why do I feel like that's a game we're gonna release in 10 years?
Fuck Monopoly. Monopoly's shit.
Okay.
All my homies hate Monopoly.
I mean, I never had any strong feelings about it one way or the other.
But no, this is but in this final issue, a person Tony teamed up with on the Distant Planet, who is a classic character, who essentially the best way to think about him is he's the Rocketeer.
Hmm.
The easiest way to think the Rocketeer, but like 70s sci-fi.
Rippy boy, Modular Media, the takeover arc.
Boingo Rider of the Modular family. We'll get the fucking font. So Korvac is trying to get power on Galactus' ship. So they're on Galactus' ship and they're just running around it. That's pretty much this comic issue. And also remember, I'm trying to remember if it was the original. Yeah, no, I think it would have been the original Jack Kirby, the Galactus Jack Kirby Stan Lee story of the original Punisher, the big green alien dude.
Kind of.
They fight him.
Wow.
He's back. They fight him. Like again,
Right.
that's what I'm saying is like this is a book that you can read it, fine, whatever. It's just fun, cool sci-fi stuff. But if you have the Marvel Encyclopedia, you go like, what the fuck is this shit? The fuck? This is from the 60s? Okay. It's good Iron Man shit though. In the meantime, hey, tell me about Tom King's Batman Catwoman fanfiction.
All right, so this issue is just a shit ton of fallout from all the stuff I talked about the last one, because it's basically shit's starting to hit the fan, because in the past timeline, Selena tricks Bruce by sleeping with him and then leaving him in a bank vault to frame him for a robbery she committed. In the future timeline, Dick goes to the mansion to arrest Selena for the murder of the Joker. And I'm trying to remember if we get any present timeline in this. I don't think so. But yeah, it's a lot of flashing back and forth between that. It's all very intertwined, more so than it already has been in the series. And we also do have an artist change this issue. This issue is drawn by Liam Sharp,
who I don't dislike, but his style always looks kind of weird proportionally to me. Like during the Bruce and Selena sex scene, which isn't explicit, Selena looks like a goddamn Barbie doll.
Mm.
It's kind of weird. But I do like the way he draws um adult future Dick Grayson, and the homage to the Catwoman being arrested famous image that's in this with old Catwoman is really good. Uh and there's also just this really great scene in the issue of Helena, future Batwoman, uh going to the Batcave and looking at her father's costume that's on display like a Robin costume in the cave, and just kind of having this monologue of like, I'm not sure if what we're doing is right. I turned Mother into the police today. Dick came and took her. She'll have a trial, but I've turned over enough evidence to the DA that even your lawyers can't help her. She did it. She told me she killed him and she shouldn't have. And that's the end of it. You see, I did what you taught me. All those times, I put justice above all else. But, Father, was I a good girl?
Mm.
Mhm. This is very, very dramatic stuff for a character we've barely gotten to know, but it feels very poignant. And I dig it for that reason. Um, Ultimately a solid issue, but not quite up to snuff with everything we've gotten in the series so far, I'd say. It's like, if everything so far has been an A, this is like an A minus.
All right. As long as you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
The Trial of Magneto.
Give me that hot goss, boy.
So this whole thing is the X-Men, X-Factor, and the Avengers kind of working together to kind of...
Is that some Janet Van Dyne I see on the cover?
Yeah, no, that's a Wasp. I don't remember which Wasp, but I think it's Janet.
No, that's Janet. That's Janet's current costume, which I really fucking want in Legends. So that's awesome to see. She's in this book.
Yeah, she doesn't play a big part. She doesn't play a huge part because it's mostly on Magneto.
Yeah, obviously.
It's mostly about those kind of characters and all that kind of stuff, and like it's X Factor, it's Avengers, and the X-Men all trying to fucking uncover the mystery, all do all that kind of stuff, and just kind of figure out why and the what and the who and all that kind of thing. But ultimately, the biggest thing you need to take away from this is at the end, after a brief scuffle, Magneto is just grieving and yelling, "Fine, fuck it, I killed her. Take me, fucking do it. Whatever you need to do, fucking... I'm done with this shit. I'm done. Fuck it, fine, whatever. I will confess if that's what you want me to do. Fuck all of y'all." And then you hear off panel, there's no need for that. As Wanda Maximoff descends down from the sky...
What the fuck, dude?
And kisses the Vision.
So Wanda's already been resurrected.
But here's the thing. She kisses the Vision. It's an older copy of Wanda.
Oh.
It's an old backup. Because at some point they went like, oh, yo, no, they're human. They're not mutants. Don't keep them in backup. So it's an old backup. This is a... The implications are, because we haven't seen anything else, the implications are, this is a Wanda...
Bro.
This is a Wanda pre-House of M. This is a Wanda pre-Avengers Disassembled.
This is gonna have to tell her what he fucking did.
This is Wanda pre-babies, even.
Imagine this fucking Wanda meeting Vision.
Oh my god. There's all of that. But there's also the fact of, like, Magneto might not have killed her. what's the whole plan? Because, like, what if Wanda wanted this to happen so she could be reborn as a mutant? For, like, what's going on here?
Yeah, shit.
Like, boof.
Trippy, wow, that got dark fast. Welcome to fucking Wanda.
Yeah, yeah, no, because there's also
Like, however fucked you think Wanda is after WandaVision, she's 10 times more fucked in the comics.
because you gotta because like for a while, Wanda was Wanda was kind of the punching bag.
Mhm.
Like for the early 2000s, Wanda was just like kind of a villain, an accidental
Yeah.
villain. They didn't write her with evil intent. She was more of a force of nature.
Put it this way, Wanda was the Jean Grey of the 2000s.
Yeah, that's a great way to fucking put it. That's a great way to fucking put it. She was. There was a lot of things, but now the implication is like, yo, she's pre all of that stuff. Does she know what's going on? And all the while, Mystique's in the grass, because that was always another theory, was that Mystique killed Wanda to cause Inferno. And
Here's another thing.
she's looking
'Cause
up
this
at the
is-
Wanda going like, "Oh, this is interesting." Like, what? Did you
Like, clearly this is a way of Hickman retconning a character he cares about and trying to fix her a little bit. But does Wanda, if this Wanda technically didn't do all that, doesn't know about all that, does this get her off the hook with the mutant population at large? Like, how's that gonna be viewed?
I don't know, because there's like so many things that can be done with that. And even then, is she that Wanda? Could she be faking?
Like this, here's the cool thing about this. This could legitimately force a lot of mutant kind to ask serious philosophical questions about the resurrection protocols they've been ignoring.
Oh yeah, there's that, but there's also the fact.
Are you
Okay.
back?
Yeah, we're all back. We had a hiccup. We had a hiccup, and that's it.
Okay, because you froze for me and the stream was a good bit behind on my end, so I was like, did we just go off the air? What?
No. We're okay. I'm trying to get the issue of Trial of Magneto up so I can talk more in depth, because I can remember some details, but I don't remember them all. So I'm trying to pull that up real quick. And in the meantime, do you want to just kind of entertain the crowd, because I need to take a fucking piss. I'll be back.
Okay. Guy walks into the dentist's office, says, "Hey, motherfucker, my teeth hurt." Dentist says, "Sounds like you had a good Halloween." Guy says, "No, I didn't. It was awful. I got punched in the face." That's it. That's the best joke I have. So, you like jazz? Here's something I can do. I'm gonna go grab something. Grab some visual aid. While I'm gone, here's a topic. Rhode Island is neither a road nor an island. Discuss.
Okay, I am back, and you can't hear me because you are far away. Yo, you back? Now you're back.
Hey, I'm back.
Yo.
This is the Falcon I was talking about earlier that I need to open. This is the first Falcon they did. This was a couple waves ago.
Yeah.
There's
Uh,
that.
but no, like, hold on. I am pulling up the actual issue, and we can just like scroll through it just a tiny bit.
Oh shit.
If it will scroll for me. But basically, like, come on, fucking scroll. Tell. Can you not and say you did? There we go. So we open with Magneto in a fucking palatial palace, and he's getting mind probed because he's still in a coma. And he goes like, yo, I know what fucking mind reading feels like. Stop it. What's the meaning of this? And it's Hope from the Resurrection 5, intruding. And Hope goes like, yo, and Professor X goes like, yo, Magneto knows what brain things feel like. And Hope basically was like, yeah, this is torture. And Professor X does his Professor X thing, is like, no, it's not torture. Totally not torture. What? No.
This fucking guy.
And, like, we come to the Avengers as they come to the island. And, like, oh my god, it's so beautiful. Because we see the X-Men and the Avengers on opposite sides. And they've been fighting for years. And they just hug and go like, oh man, we're sorry. Sorry, this.
I love how it's just the Avengers too. It's not the fucking Jason Aaron Avengers.
Yeah, no, it's the Avengers, the real Avengers.
Mm-hmm. Your dad's Avengers.
And Cyclops basically goes like, "Hey, man, this is a bad time, but since you're here, you want an actual tour of the island, get our minds off of it for a bit." And Cap goes like, "Yeah, that'd be nice." As they go through all the different things of the island. And as they're about to go to where the resurrection chambers are, Emma pulls a fucking mind whammy. Not a mind whammy. She makes the Avengers think they're just seeing a beach and Emma sunbathing. As Tony fucking fails at picking up Emma Frost.
God damn.
And then they go see the... and then... they talk about, like, there's a missing Cerebro helmet, and that's a big clue. And Magneto took it. Because you need a Cerebro helmet to complete the resurrection process. And all that kind of stuff. And we get, like, an internal monologue from Wanda going, like, magic is lawless, talking about magic, and then I run before the cloaked figure reapers appear me, nothing, darkness, magic, and death, all that kind of stuff. Hope wakes up Magneto and goes like, yo, make sure the Avengers don't see Wanda's body. Don't let them see her body. Why? Hope knows something. What did Hope do? What's going on with Hope? As they go into the boneyard, and then there's Pietro there, and who goes like, who knew such a brutal murder would bring so many different people together? One might even mistake this as a happy occasion at first glance. And Cap goes like, it's not a murder, Pietro. It's grief binding us together. It's a staggering loss of such an incredible, unforgettable woman that eclipses the trivial little things like political differences. Thank you for saying that, and I'm sorry. Pietro being like the big man and going like, so good. And like Cap going like, don't be. I bet it'd make her heart melt that you were still protecting her, being her big brother. So good. As Pietro runs away, as North Star chases after him and is like, hugs can be productive, I hear. Sometimes people need hugs. Basically going like, yo, Pietro needed a moment, but North Star was like, yo, dude, you okay? And it's just like, oh, it's nice, it's sweet. And then the speedsters start getting attacked. And they're cool, like, oh shit, they're attacking the speedsters first. Who is it? It's Magneto with fucking barbed wire.
Oh shit.
As like, he's going like, give me the Avengers and no one gets hurt. What? As the X-Men start protecting the Avengers, and like, And Iron Man's going like, no, let me.
Fucking Laura trying to hold Tony back.
Yeah, and Tony's going like, because beating him sure does seem like the best interest for everybody. And then Cap points out, letting them protect us is the point. They don't want us to have to fight on their turf because it'd be a political nightmare. So Cyclops and everybody's working together, making new exit, all that kind of stuff. And then Polaris shows up and just goes like, yo, what's up, Dad? Fuck you. And he just goes the most fucking indignant dad shit. Is this what you were doing instead of finally finishing your geophysics degree? Like, fuck you, dude.
Jesus.
And she goes like, yeah, I got it. I got my PhD. And Northstar goes like, yo, you got an A, right? And she goes like, no, but I did get the PhD. And it's just like, okay, that's cute. And like
Laura Dern, Best Girl, The Vacuuminator 2021.
So like X Factor and X-Men are all working together, and they're just going like, we're going to protect the fucking evidence so we can solve this case. And the Avengers go like, you know what? We're helping out. We're helping out and doing it. And Wasp gets a punch in on Magneto.
Hell yeah.
And they do some fighting. It's good. It's nice shit. And then Northstar's husband shows up. Remember, he's human and lives on Krakoa with Northstar. And Magneto takes him hostage. And Northstar immediately goes like, yeah, no, fuck it, whatever. We'll give you whatever you want. Just put my husband down. Put my husband down. And like everybody immediately understands, it's like, yo, this is a fucked up move. Of like, let him go, Magneto. Kyle is innocent. He's not involved in any of this. And Magneto just goes like, he's human. Northstar goes, he's Krakoan. It's just like putting it all on the line. Just like shining a light on all of Magneto's fucking bullshit.
Eric really is a bastard through and through.
Putting a light on his bastardism, but also making it sympathetic. He's understandable in this moment. Like, not in this moment, but, you know, he's understandable in this grief and this attack and all this kind of stuff. What are you trying to keep away from us from taking Wanda's body home? None of you know what home means for Wanda. And he just goes like, fine, it was me. I did it. I'm the one who killed her, and I wanted you to leave because I'm guilty of first-degree murder. Now take me away before I change my mind and decide to bring this place down and all this. He doesn't want them to mess with the body. So he's just going like, fine, I killed her. Now you don't have to mess with the body. Stop it. Because Hope told him that. I murdered Scarlet Witch, and then Scarlet Witch descends in light several points. I disagree. Hello, everyone. I'm really moved that you all came to help me, but really, everything is all right. I just want to put all this behind me and get back to normal. That's what made me think, like, oh, this is a previous copy of Wanda. But here's the thing. She immediately recognized that was Vision, even though he looks completely different now.
Well, he looks mostly different. He's got the same color scheme.
But yeah, no. Fucking Trial of Magneto is... There's so much implication here. What is going on? Who knows? Like, what the fuck?
It's about as crazy as a basket of cats.
Oh man, it's going fucking places. Philosophical. I am not an old man. Are you talking about the fact that I had to piss?
I mean, everybody pisses.
But no, holy shit. It's good. It's good shit. I can't wait to see what happens next. And like, I don't know how much of this is leading into what Hickman wanted for the end of X-Men or not, but like,
we'll see. We'll see how Inferno shapes up.
Yeah. Inferno's going to be the big thing of how all of this kind of pans out realistically.
Mm-hmm.
But in the meantime, that's pretty much it for No Price Podcast, I think. I don't think we have anything else to really discuss.
Yeah, no, it was a pretty big week, but nothing so huge that we spent a long time talking about. It's just a lot of stuff to go over.
Yeah. So why don't you tell the people where they can find you?
Hey everybody, I'm the Vacuuminator. I make videos right here on YouTube. You can check out my latest video. It's a review of the first ever episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. That will be at youtube.com/the Vacuuminator. You spell it TheVacuuminator. And if you want to hear anything and everything I have to say during the week, follow me on Twitter at the Vacuuminator. And if you want to see some action figure photography on the daily, follow me on Instagram at _Vacuuminator.
Hell to the bells. Hey, howdy, howdy. My chair just made a noise. I am Chris Boingo Ryder Gasson. I have several things, including, but not limited to, a YouTube channel where I post editorials and video essays. You can find me at Boingo Ryder. I have a Twitter at Boingo_Ryder. I have an Instagram at Boingo_Ryder. And I have a Twitch, which you can see the character known as Boingo Ryder do a variety of things, such as he is because he's a VTuber. Go to twitch.tv/Boingo Ryder to see some of that and follow to see the exploits. This is Modular Media, and if you're watching this on YouTube, hey, give us a like, give us a comment, give us a subscribe, so you can see this podcast and many more, including but not limited to the other live podcast we do, Modular Media Wrestling Podcast, where me and Vac talk about wrestling, because if we didn't talk about wrestling in a dedicated podcast, we would talk about wrestling on every other podcast.
Indeed.
That's not a podcast for you. It's a podcast for us.
Mm-hmm. It's our safe space.
We also have Components, where we talk about anything and everything that we got interested in the week. Components this week turned out to be a real good episode.
Oh yeah, it was crazy and all over the place. I genuinely have no idea what I'm going to call it.
Mate. We also have a fourth podcast. Hey, V-Man, why don't you tell them about the podcast? Because you're one of the main hosts. Please do not dab on them fools.
I'm not dabbing. I'm doing V-Free Ascension pose, bitch.
Okay, put your head down while doing it, and then you're dabbing.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't dabbing. It's different. It's different. Hey, everybody. This Week in Tokusatsu is a podcast by myself and Buster Corp. On that show, each and every week, we talk about all the latest news and releases from the world of Japanese live-action special effects. And, no spoilers, but you might want to tune in this week because it's a pretty big week for Power Rangers as far as international airings go. That's all I'll say about that. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, hey, maybe look for a Deca Ranger Twitter account that's about things that are broken. They can help you out with viewing those international airings, and you'll want to before you listen to the next episode of Twit, as we like to call it.
Yep. But also, I was about to make a joke, and I don't remember what it was going to be. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Do we have anything else we want to talk about?
Oh.
Enough said.